Okay, so last week we already discussed the textbook page 53. We were discussing exercise 6.3 until question 10, yeah. And then I asked, sorry, until question 11. And then I asked you to do the question 12 until question 15. In here, I will just show you the answer without showing you the steps. Later, if you have any different answer with your homework, please let me know. So maybe I can discuss it better with you. But most of you, for those who already submit the homework through the Google Classroom, most of you already answered it correctly. That's why I will just show the answer. But for those who haven't submit the homework, I'm still waiting. Please kindly submit the homework with all of the steps so I can check it, and then I can check if you really understand with my explanation or not. Because today I will be showing you all of the answer for the exercise 6.3. So later, for those who haven't submit the homework, please submit it with the steps. This is last week we already discussed the question 11. So for the question 11, the answer for the angles, it will be 40, 80, 120, and 120. For the question 13, the angles will be 45 degree, 75 degree, and 60 degree. Is there anyone who get different answer or get confused at question 12 and 13? Is there anyone who get confused? Hello? Is there anyone who get confused? No? Okay. If no one get no confusion, for the question 14, in here for sharing the money, for the 24 years old, he will be getting $400,000. For the 28 years old, he will have 466,667 and earned it off to the nearest dollar. But you can keep it to the nearest cent also okay. So you can make it as 466,666.67, something like that is also okay. For the 32 years old, he will be getting
Teacher.
Yes, Steve.
I get this one wrong, teacher. I think, teacher.
Which one? This question 14 or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Question 14.
Okay.
So we must add all of the age, then divide 1.4 by the age, right, teacher?
Yes,
The total
that
age.
is correct. Yeah. So later when you already find one, no need to round it off into to the nearest decimal. Just keep it as a fraction. So 24 plus 28 plus 32, it will be equals to 84, right? So we have 84 is equals to 1.4 million. So in here, as you know, the eights, all of the eights are multiple of 4. So you can find 4, no need to find 1. But if you want to find 1, also okay. But in here, I will just find 4. So 1.4 million, it will be divided by 21. Just keep it as a fraction. So later, when it is 24 years old, it will be 1.4 million. You multiply per 21, you multiply it by 6, something like this, and you can ask your calculator to simplify. Is there anyone who get confused or still do not understand how to do the question 14? Is there anyone who get confused? No confusion? For sure? Okay. Please let me know if you have different answer or maybe having any difficulties on the question 12 until 15. I will be showing you the answer but without the steps because it's supposed to be your homework. And most of you already answered it correctly. Is there anyone who get confused? No confusion for sure? Okay. No one say anything, so I will assume that none of you is getting confused. So I will move to the question 15, the last question of exercise 6.3. For the question 15, a small company makes a profit $8,000 and then the profit will be shared depends on the ratio for their investment. Alex put 20,000, Maria put 35,000, Ahmad put $25,000. So from the investment, it will be better if you find the ratio for the investment first. So the investment are $20,000, 35,000, so $20,000 to $35,000 to $25,000. Here you can simplify the ratio.
Teacher.
Yes. Am I showing the different question? Hello? Yes, Chief?
Teacher. If I
Yes.
simplify the ratio 20 to 35 to 25 out of 8, like that, teacher.
Yeah, that is also okay. If you just want to make it 25 and then this is 35, this is 25, also okay. But it will be better if you simplify the ratio to the most simplest number. But it does, since the question did not say that you have to keep the ratio as simple as it can be, so you can keep it like this. But in here, I can just simplify it. I divide everything by 5. Oops, sorry, it's supposed to be 20. 20. So it will be 4 to 7 to 5. So in here, you will be having the total. If you simplify, so later you will have 16 is equals to 8,000. And then you can find 1. 1 will be equals to $500. Or if you want to keep it with 20, 35, 20, also okay. So later 80, it will be equals to $8,000. And then you can find for 1, maybe 1, it will be equals to 100. So later you can find the answer based which ratio that you are going to use. Is there anyone having any question or get confused? Or maybe my explanation is too confusing or anything? Is there anyone who get confused? Hello? Is there anyone
Teacher,
who
no,
get
teacher.
confused? No? Okay.
No, teacher.
Okay, for sure, no confusion. Okay. If you have no confusion, now we are going to continue to the inverse proportion. If before we already so far we discussed the direct proportion. What is direct proportion? If later the first value increase, the other value will be increased. But if inverse proportion, it will be different. Like if the very maybe there are two values that we are going to compare, like maybe the amount of apple and then the time taken to finish the apple, it will be like inverse proportion. Like more apple, it will be take. Oh, sorry, more people that will be eating the apple, it will be having less time to finish all the apple given, or maybe less people, it will be taking more time to finish the apple given, something like that, that we call it as inverse proportion. So when another value increase, the other value will be decrease. If the other value decrease, the other value will be increase. That's why we call it as inverse proportion. In here, the work example in your textbook, there are 8 people that can pick the apples from the trees in 6 days. If later I have 12 people, it's supposed to be if I want to pick the same amount of apple and there are 12 people, what do you think? It will be taking more time or less time to finish taking all of the apples? What do you think? If I have like a garden, I have a garden full with the apples tree, and then I want to pick all the apples that already ripe. I want to pick it, and then to pick all the apples in the garden. If there are 8 people, it will be taking 6 days to pick all of the apples. If I have 12 people, what do you think? It will be taking less time or taking more days?
Less time.
So like this one, the people getting more, the day getting less. So this is the example of inverse proportion. If inverse proportion, the very first thing that you can do, you can multiply the numbers from the very first sentence. So I have the 8 people and also 6 days. You can multiply them, so there will be 48 days if there is a one person only. So if later there are 12 people, we can divide it by the number of people that we are going to find the days. So it will be 6 times 8 divided by 12. If using one by one, using the same method that usually we find, so 8 people is equals to 6 days. So from 8 into 4, I need to divide it by 2. But less people, it will be having more days. So for the number of days, I will be multiplied by 2. And then from 4 into 12, I need to multiply it by 3. More people, less day. So I need to divide it by 3, become 4 days. Is there anyone who get confused so far? Or maybe my explanation is confusing? Is there anyone who get confused? Hello? Is there anyone who get confused? No confusion?
So teacher,
Yes, Mike? No.
what do I say this teacher? So like for the math second teacher, I'm a little like I understand teacher, but I'm a little bit curious how to figure out like if we want like how do we figure out if there is more people less days and then if we have less people actually more days.
You have to like, yeah, you have to try to understand the sentence and try to imagine what would happen if maybe I have this much work, and then if I do it by myself, I will be spending for this time. But if I have someone to help, it means I can finish it faster or I can finish it longer, something like that. Because this is there is a job, they have to picking up all the apples, and if there is only 8 people, it will be taking 6 days. If there are more people that are going to take the apples, and yeah, that is only you need to understand the sentence, so later you can differentiate if it is direct proportion or inverse proportion. But usually if you
So
are,
it's just logic teacher.
yeah, it's logic. Okay, is there anyone having any question? No question? Okay. If you have no question, I will continue to the another example. For the other example in here, for the sorry. Is it moving? Not moving. Okay, for the second example in here, there is a cyclist that already cycle with the average speed 27 kilometers for 4 hours. And then we need to find the speed that we are going to use if she want to finish all the race in 3 hours. In here, maybe you can find the total distance first, maybe, and then you divide by the time taken. You will be having the new speed, that is also okay. Or you can find if it will be if I want to finish all the race in 1 hour, so it means the speed have to be bigger than 27. That's why from 4 into 1, I need to divide by 4, but for the speeds I need to multiply it by 4. Because if, like, for example, I want to go to Malang from Surabaya, normally it will be taking 2 until 3 hours. But if I want to reach Malang only with 1 hour, it means I have to go faster. My speed have to be bigger than the normal speed that I can use to reach Malang by 2 hours. That's why in here, if it says 4 hours, it will be taking 27 kilometers per hour. And I want to completing in a 1 hour. From 4 into 1, I need to divide by 4. So, but for the speed, I need to multiply it by 4. Because the speed have to be bigger if I want to go faster. And then if it is 3 hours, the time is getting more, so it means I can go slower. If I go slower, so it means the uh, speed that I used before, I can divide it by 3. 1 into 3, I need to multiply it by 3. Yeah, the time taken, I need to multiply by 3, so the speed I need to divide it by 3. Is there anyone having any questions so far or getting confused? Is there anyone who get confused? No? Okay. If no one get no confusion, let us move to exercise 6.4. Let us discuss all the question in the exercise 6.4. on your textbook, page 54. You can open your textbook. Later, you can complete your textbook with all of the answer that we are going to discuss. So for the question 1, a teacher shares sweets among 8 students. 8 students get 6 sweets. So in here, maybe you can find the total number of sweets first, also okay. So we can find the total sweets.
Teacher,
Yes,
excuse me.
yes, Steve.
Did you know one is for each, 6 each?
Yeah, 6 sweets for each students, right?
I think 6 times 12 is 72. It's 72 sweets for 12 students.
Are
I
you
mean,
sure?
teacher.
Are you sure? Like,
Yes,
you know, I have,
it's because
okay.
6 times 12 equals 72, teacher.
Okay, listen to me first, yeah, Steve. In here, there are 8 students. Okay, 8 students. If there are 8 students, each student will be getting 6 sweets. Now, using the same amount of sweets, so the teacher maybe like there is a plastic bag of sweets. This is a full of sweets. And then using the same amount of sweets, later I need to distribute it to 12 students. So it means the number of sweets will be getting lesser or will be getting higher for each student.
Higher.
Are you sure?
Yes,
Okay,
it's
can you
because
tell
more
me?
Lesser.
students.
Okay, can you tell me how many sweets that the teacher have? How many sweets does the teacher have? How many?
Students.
Huh?
12 students.
No, I'm asking how many sweets does
20
the teacher
students.
have?
20 students.
No, I'm not
20
asking, no. I'm not asking how many students does the teacher have. I'm asking how many sweets, how many candies does the teacher
48,
have?
teacher.
How many?
48, right?
Yeah. So the total sweets that the teacher have. So the teacher has 48 sweets. Is there anyone who get confused to get 48 sweets?
No, teacher.
There are 8 students. One student have 6 sweets. So in total there are 48 sweets. Now the teacher is going to distribute the 48 sweets into 12 students. So how many sweets will the students have? Each students will have?
4.
Yeah. So for the 48 sweets are distributed to 12 students. Is there anyone who get confused? Is there anyone who get confused if using this method, or maybe you are going to use the inverse proportion method? So like from 8 sweets, it will be 8 students, 8 students will be equals to 6 sweets. Now I have more students. If 8 into 12, we can multiply it by 1.5. So it means for the number of sweets, we can do 6 divided 1.5, which is equals to 4 sweets. Something like this also okay. Is there anyone who get confused? You can use any method that you feel more comfortable with, but you just need to make sure that you already understand with the sentence. Is there anyone who get confused still? Is there anyone who get confused? Is there anyone who get confused before I continue? Sorry?
Confused.
No confused, or Steve confused? Are you confused?
No.
No, okay, sorry. Okay, if you're not confused, I will move to the question 2. Let me know whenever you have any confusion, yeah. Do not stay quiet. For the question 2, the table below represents the relationship between the speed and the time taken for a train to travel between two stations. So now my question, when the train is spending more time, it means the speed is getting lesser or getting higher.
The speed is
Sorry.
The speed
The
is
time,
higher.
The speed will be higher if the
if the
train.
time is more, if
Uh-huh.
the time is more, the speed will be less.
Yeah. So it means if the time is more, the speed will be less. Like you go to somewhere, if I drive faster, my speed is bigger. It means I will be using less time to reach the place that I'm going to find. So now let us do it using the same steps. From 2 into 3, I need to multiply it by 1.5. So later for the speed, what can I do, yeah? The 60, I can do what to the number 60? Do I multiply it by 1.5 or I divide it by
divide.
1? Yeah, I divide it by 1.5. How many it will be? Sorry.
40.
So teacher, so
Yes.
teacher, what the question means is that so if the train gets more time, uses more time to go to another to the same distance stations,
Mm-hmm.
that logically means the speed is lower then.
Yeah, because it says two station. Two station. Will the distance be be different? If it is already the same two station, the distance will be remaining the same, right? So yeah, it will be 40 over here. Is there anyone who get confused to get 40? Is there anyone who get confused? Is there anyone? No? Okay, no one asked me anything. Yes? No?
Questions.
Okay. If no question, I will move to the other one. This is 4. So from 2 into 4, we need to multiply it by 2. So for the speed, it will be how many for the speed?
30.
30. Okay. Now from 60 into 120, we need to multiply it by 2. So for the time taken, it will be how many?
1 hour.
1
1 hour.
hour. Okay. Now if it is 90 kilometers per hour, the time taken will be how many?
Is it fine if I not
1.3.
don't have to write the step, teacher?
Yeah, fine.
How many?
How many?
I got
1.3.
1.3, teacher.
Yeah,
One point three recurring.
you can match it from here to here. From 30 into 90, we multiplied by 3. So the 4, we need to divide it by 3. So 4 per 3 hours. Is there anyone who get confused?
Oh, we can write fraction, teacher.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, for the time, it will be better if you write it in a
But
fraction.
teacher,
Yes?
it's is it okay if we write it 1.3
Yeah, with the
hours?
with the recurring label, it's also okay. That's okay.
Teacher nggak usah nulis its, right?
Sorry?
To write it because the unit is already there.
Yeah, oh, no need. The unit, no need. Because the unit is already have that in a table here. Okay. So for the question, when it is 50, how do we find it when it is 50?
2.4.
Sorry?
2.4.
Is there,
2.4.
okay, is there anyone who got different answer with Srini? Is it 2.4 hour or is there anyone who get different answer?
Same answer, teacher.
Sorry?
2.4.
Yeah,
2.4.
2.4. Okay. Is there anyone who get confused to get 2.4 and anything? Please Feel free to ask me any question whenever you have any difficulties.
Teacher, it's better to do the 10 first, right? To find the 50.
Yeah, you can find the 10 first. That is correct. Okay, maybe we can
Hours.
move to 10 first. If 10, how many it will be?
Hours.
Sorry?
12.
12. Okay, 12 hour. So from 120 into 10, we need to divide it by 12. So from 1 to find the time taken, we need to multiply it by 12. So later from 10 into 50, we need to multiply it by 5. The time taken, we divide it by 12. Okay, good job. Is there anyone who get confused so far?
No, teacher.
For sure, yeah, no question. Because no one tell me anything through the chat box. Okay, if no one asks me anything, I will move to the question 3. Please let me know whenever you have any difficulties. Do not stay quiet. For the question 3, 6 people can dig a trench in 8 hours. So it will be, in here, we assume that the trench will be the same trench. So like how deep is it and all the stuff, it will be remain the same trench. Now if there are 6 people, they can dig it in 8 hours. If there are 4 people, it will be how many hours?
Wow.
How
12
did you
hours.
get 12?
6 times 8 divided by 4.
Okay, 6 times 8 divided by 4, which is equals to 12. Is there anyone who get confused? Please let me know whenever you have any confusion. Do not stay quiet, please. Oh, divide by 4.
6 times 8 divided by 12 is 4.
No, this is supposed to be 6 times 8 divided by 4. So the very first sentence is number 6. This is 8. So we can multiply those number and then divide by the number from the question. So now for the question 2, it will be how many hours? For the question 2?
Teacher.
4 hour. Okay. For the question 3, how many hour it will be? Hello, is my internet not stable? I cannot hear anyone. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me, anyone? Suddenly all the
Yeah.
videos. Oh, okay. Okay. So if it is one person, it will be how many? I cannot hear anyone. Maybe you can help me to type it through the chat box or anything. I cannot hear anyone. Hello? Oh yeah, someone told me it is 48. Can you hear me? I cannot hear anyone. Hello?
Yes, teacher can
Oh
hear,
yeah.
teacher.
Okay then. Before I cannot hear anyone. Okay then. Is there anyone who get confused at question 3A? Is there anyone who get confused? No? Okay, if no one get no confusion, I will move to the question B. How many people will it take to dig the trench in 3 hours? How many people will be needed?
16.
Okay, it will be needed 16 people. Is there anyone who get confused to get 16? So same, we do 6 times 8. And then after that, we will divide it by the number of hours given. So 6 times 8 divided by 3, it will be equals to 16. For the question 2, if it is 16 hours, how
3.
many people? Okay, 3. If it is 1 hour, how many people will be needed?
48, right?
48 people. Yes, correct. Is there anyone who get confused so far?
Teacher.
Yes? Yes, Sutejo, are you talk or someone else?
No question, teacher.
Okay, no question. Okay. If you have no question, I will move to the question 4. Chairs in a hall are arranged in 35 rows of 18. How many rows will be there if 21 chairs to a row? How many? How
30.
many? How did you get 30?
5 divided by 18.
Uh-huh.
35 times 18 divided by
Yeah,
21.
35 times 18 divided by 21. Okay, good job. Is there anyone who get confused so far? No one get confused? Really? No one get no confusion?
No confusion, teacher.
Okay then. For the question B, how many chairs will be there in each row if there were 50 rows? 15,
42.
sorry.
42, teacher.
Okay, so do the same thing. 35 times 18, we divide it by 15. The answer will be equals to 42. Is there anyone who have any confusion right now? Is there anyone? No? Okay. If you have no confusion, let us move to the question 5. Are you done copying or is there anyone still copying?
Done,
No,
teacher.
done, teacher.
Okay. I will move to the question 5. Please let me know whenever any one of you need more explanation or yeah, or having any confusion. Do not stay quiet. For the question 5, a train traveling at 1000 kilometers per hour takes 4 hours for a journey. How long it will take a train traveling at 60 kilometers per hour?
6.6 recurring, I think.
Teacher, I put 2 per 3 per hour.
Yeah, so it will be 100 times 4 divided by 60. When it is asking for the time taken, it will be better if the time you keep it in a fraction. So later, yeah, because if you round it off later, the answer will not be really exactly the same. So how many it will be before? Someone told me.
6.6
2 per
recurring.
3. 2 per 3 hours.
Okay, 6 per 6 to
2
per
per
3
3 hours.
hour. Okay. So we can say 6 and then 6 to per 3 hour, or we can make it into 6 hour and how many minutes? 6 hour and how many minutes?
20, right?
Are you sure?
23.
6
40.
hours
minutes.
and 40 minutes.
Yeah,
40
40 minutes. If you keep it in a fraction, it will be okay. But later, if you do like 6, maybe example, you want to round it off, make it into 6.67 like this. Later, you will assume it as 6 hour. And then with 0.67 times 60, the answer will not be equals to 40 minutes. That's why I warn all of you later when it is about asking about the time taken, it will be better if you keep it as a fraction. Do not keep it as a decimal. Because later if you change it into like hour and minute, the number of minute will be different. Is there anyone having any questions so far, or maybe my explanation is still confusing for you? Is there anyone who have any confusion? No confusion?
No,
Okay.
teacher.
If you have no confusion, let us move to the question 6. For the question 6, a worker in a sugar factory packs 24 cardboard boxes with 15 bags of sugar in each. If he had boxes with held 18 bags of a sugar, how many fewer boxes will be needed? So how do we find it?
Find how much is 18 bags of sugar and how
Mhm.
much boxes for 18 bags of sugar, then minus the original cardboard boxes by the new cardboard boxes.
Okay, good job. So how many cardboard boxes that we needed now?
We need 4
20
left.
cardboard.
24, right?
24.
24 for 15 bags.
No, I'm asking how many cardboard boxes do we need if there are 18 bags of sugar in each boxes.
20.
20 cardboard boxes.
Yeah, how did you get 20? So 24 times 15, we divide it by 18. Okay, so it will be equals to how many 20?
Teacher, 5 minutes okay no, teacher.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
remind me.
okay. That's okay. We already go faster. So 20 card, how to spell? Cardboard boxes. Okay, like this. So how many fewer boxes do we need?
4.
Yeah, so
Four.
okay. There are 4 fewer boxes. Okay, is there anyone having any question? Is there anyone who get confused?
No, teacher.
No? Okay.
Teacher.
If no one have no confusion, let us discuss the question 7. A swimming pool is filled 30 hours by 2 identical pumps. How much quicker will it be filled with 5 similar pumps?
12 hours.
10 hours.
How did you get 12? How did you get 18? How did you find it? Can you tell me? How many hours it will be needed if there are 5 similar pumps?
30 times 2 by 5.
Okay, we
Divide by 5.
divided by 5. So how many it will be?
12.
Wow.
12. Now the
Then
question
30
is,
minus 12.
yeah, how many quicker? So it will be 30 minus 12, which is equals to 18 hours quicker. Is there anyone having any difficulties or getting confused so far? Is there anyone who get confused?
No, teacher.
Okay, if no one get confused, I think that's all for today's class. At home, please try to read the increase and decreasing value, yeah. So tomorrow we can directly discuss it together. Okay, good morning and thank you, students.